Why did your friend Errol Flynn come to such a bad end? Was it the case of character is destiny, or drugs, booze, combination?
I mean, certainly we all boozed a lot in those days. And when we shared a house, I mean, then it was sort of late 30s. Flynn came back from North Africa with a slab of stuff called keef, which we chopped up and put in cigarettes or chewed, and which was really hash.
Yeah.
In those days, we'd be chewing away like mad and having hallucinations and thinking it was all wonderful. And I think my old chum went on with odd things, as well as the booze. But that was his life.
Yeah. Let's change to a lighter subject.
Yeah.
Funerals. Could you talk a bit about Edmund Goulding's funeral? No one ever has on the show.
Well, Edmund Goulding was a great director of his day, and I owed everything to him because he gave me my first test that made any sense and tried terribly hard to get me going. He was a lovely fellow. Everybody adored him. And he joined some strange Californian sect just before he died. And we all went up to the Kirk. They had that thing up in Forest Lawn.
Uh-huh.
And we were ushers, about 4 or 5 of us, Herbert Marshall. And I arrived, we given white carnations. And I began to suspect that Goulding had stage managed this whole thing. So I was given a white carnation and went to the front row. The church was full of mourners. And the other pallbearers were Herbert Marshall, had only one leg. He lost a leg in World War I. Reggie Gardner, who had one arm that worked and one that didn't. Then an immensely fat business manager man who looked like a balloon, bright pink man, and Al Hall, who was Mae West director, who was about that high. and me, and then that was only 5, and I got very suspicious, till a huge man, a young man arrived from Muscle Beach, and looked into the coffin and said, "That him?" It's one of those awful days.
A dear friend.
So then this man from the sect came out, and it was wonderful, I thought. He said, "Everybody, perk up, cheer up now. Edmund's happy. Look at you, all this dreary and glum." He was wonderful. So we all perked up. He smiled. He said, "Let's see the teeth." And I remember looking back, and all the brass Metro-Goldwyn who hated Goulding. It looked like a piano shop.
Showing their ivories.
So that fearful moment came when we had to carry the box with Goulding in it. So we took it down this path, Herbert Marshall limping, and Gardner with her box. And Al Hall. Al was reaching up. The business manager was wheezing. And then the obscene hearse arrived with chromium arms that came out and grabbed the box. Awful. And then he said, "Up the hill, boys." So we followed in the car. And it was right up there, and the family, very few, his sister and 2 or 3 other people on the other side, apparently. We had to get it up there. And we started up, and Herbert Marshall was the first to go. He said, "Wait a minute, hold everything. I got to put it into climb." He said, toiled up. And Gardner, he was hopeless. Al Hall was. And then the business manager started wheezing. He was obviously going to have a heart attack, so he gave up and sat on the tomb. And we toiled on.
There were not how many of you?
Herbert Marshall gave up. "You can't go any further, you've been very gallant." And Bridget Gardner said, "I'll help you, Bart, I'll help you down." Left us. Now it's Al Hall and the Muscle Beach man and me.
You're down to 3 now?
3 of us. So the Muscle Beach man took charge. He said, "No, come on." He said, "Dave, go up to the top and see what gives on the other side." So I went up. But as I got near the top, there were fir trees and pine needles when they're dried like ice. And I was slipping, just me, and we got to get the box up there. So I came back, the poor family all there around the grave. So we went down, I got down. I said, "Come on, we've got to push it." So we pushed it up, and we got to the top. And then a terrible thing happened. It started down the other side. And, quite appalling. And Al Hoare finally paid for his bass performance by lying in the path of this thing. And he came with his feet up. And I swear I heard Goulding laughing. I swear.
What awful luck to miss such a funny funeral by being the one.
To me. It happened any day now, but I hope it does.
Look at the pleasure it's given us. I'm sure he'd have been pleased. David Niven, thank you for speaking of giving pleasure. We have run out of time again on this morbid note, this hilarious morbid note. Thank you. Good luck on your splendid book and everything else. David Niven.